Young Stars podcast. My name is Debbie Monroe.
My name is Aiden.
I'm Sanai Renee.
I'm Elena B.
And I'm IJ.
I'm Kenna Nicole.
I'm Maddie K.
My name is Hollywood Danae.
And my name is Kaden.
And we are
The Young Stars.
And I'm your off-camera host, MC. All right. So, how y'all feeling, man?
Good.
This is now week what, day what for y'all?
Week 6, day 1.
Week 6, day 1? You back at day 1?
no. It's week.
Wait.
It's week 5.
No,
is
week,
it week?
last week was week 5.
Okay, so
It's
week 6, like day
16.
Day what?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
week
like
16.
it was
What
math.
It's 3.
16.
It was 13 last week, so it's 16 this week.
Final answer?
Yeah,
Wait,
I think.
16.
We
Yeah.
come here 3 days a week,
16.
y'all.
Right.
How would be 16? The math is off.
You know what? We're going to
You know what? We'll solve this. We'll solve this off mic. But the first thing I want to ask you all is, of course, how you all feel in regards to the camp? What's going through your mind?
I'm loving it. I mean, it hasn't really, obviously we're in like phase 2 as they like to call it, but they're still pushing us in every way that they can, and I can see the improvement that we've made even in the few weeks that we've added.
No, what was the question?
How you feeling? Or just in regards to the camp?
Oh, how we're feeling in regards to the camera.
Yeah. In regards to the camp.
Oh, to the camp.
She likes the camera.
I feel good. It's actually cool to be in here because a lot of people don't do this, and it's gonna build my shyness out. So yeah, I feel good.
So I think I've improved a lot, but I haven't performed with the Young Stars yet, so we'll just have to see on the first.
Come see the
Yeah.
first.
So
Now, in regards to, well, you actually had the first show, but you all are meeting with some executives very, very soon, as of today. How are you all feeling in regards to having to meet with them and perform for them?
Well, for me, I'm nervous and excited. I feel like we just need to let loose and have fun. And so I think it's going to be a good performance, but I'm nervous and excited. So it's a mix of emotions.
Yeah, I want to do good so that they'll be able to see the potential of this whole, group and everything like that, to give other kids that are going to be coming after us a chance, the things that they will need in this camp, that they'll be able to get it.
The question is, are they ready for us?
Are they ready for
Way to
this?
be the boss, okay? You all also have your first big couple of shows. So we know one tomorrow, and then we know one on the 4th. What are you all's expectations that you have for your performances?
The last is to make eye contact. I hate making eye contact because I'll end up laughing. 'Cause I can't hold my laughing. It's just funny. But last is to make eye contact, stop moving back and forth like a warlord. And yeah, that's it.
For our performances, I expect there to be high energy, because if we give off high energy, the crowd will most likely feel it, and they'll have a lot of energy too, and it'll be a good time overall.
I don't expect it to be perfect, especially since this is our first time performing all together as a group. I know we've had our little artist expressional thing, but that was a little something different. So it's gonna feel kind of weird doing it as a group for the first time, but I think it's gonna go pretty well.
I expect for our first performances together to bring us closer and to help us bond and have each other's back. Because like you said, the performance isn't going to be perfect, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be great. That doesn't mean it's not going to be beneficial or good. So I'm just excited for us to bond over our first experience, because this is kind of like our Destiny's Child debut. Like, yay! I'm so excited.
What would you say are the pressures and challenges that you all feel as artists that are so young? What's some of the things that you deal with?
For me, it's people. You don't know like how they'll react or respond, and so like even when making posts, like friends or old friends, I just like, for me, I'm like nervous to see how people will react to see like my talent, and like what's the word I'm looking for, not personality, but like, no, it's like, oh, but no, their reactions. It's another word for reactions. But I'm just scared to see what they would like think. Judgmental, like judgment, judgments. There we go. Their judgments, and so for me, I feel like that's the hardest being an artist at this age. Just people's judgments.
We've mentioned it a lot, like peer pressure for
Yeah.
people our age. You know, trying to like like as you said, post and your friends seeing your post being like, well, they wouldn't be your friends judging you, but let's say they're like, oh, because you're so young, people might not take you seriously. So you're like, okay, what's this you're doing? And like, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. And as you said, the word judgmental, it is a whole lot of peer pressure in this whole time that we're in, and there's always been. But as artists and trying to put things out there with people that are not trying to build you up, it's hard.
And I would want them to think it's like corny or whack. Like, cause there are a lot of like people coming up, and if like you may hear their music, it's like, and I don't want to be like that. So I don't want to like make it seem like it's corny or whack. And so I just want to be like a good artist, and you know, like help them, like brighten their day and make them smile in a good way.
But a good question to that, Manny K, I would ask, how are you able to discern between folks thinking it's whack and just thinking it's not good and taking that constructive criticism versus folks who may actually be jealous of you and just simply saying that in spite of you?
Could you ask that again?
Yeah, and this is for everyone. How would you be able to discern whether or not someone is judging your music from an objective standpoint and they just may not think it's that good and you just taking that as constructive criticism versus someone who may actually be saying it in terms of jealousy and just in spite of you?
Honestly, I just think of you can tell a tree by its fruits. I mean, if a person that's giving you the criticism is like, say for instance, Kaden comes to me after the show. She's like, Kendall, that way you did that run, I didn't really like that because I can see that you could do better. Or I think that if anyone ever gives you criticism, they always have a way for you to get to the solution if they actually mean well. If someone's just going on you, someone's just snickering, someone's just making comments in vain, that's how you're able to tell their intention and their heart posture. And I think also just listen to all the different comments. I think there is beauty in the bad also. There are still things people could be saying, because jokes always have a little bit of truth to it also. And so you listen to somebody like, she look corny as a mug. Why she do her hair like that? Does my hair not look good? Let me actually think about that. Like, is there something that I could look at and say, even if this is bad, I can always be better than my best. So let's just take all of the comments and pull out all the things that can be beneficial for us as artists.
I agree with you. Like the saying, like eat the meat and spit out the bones. What applies to you, you could okay, thank you for that information. I will go think about that. Does this apply to me? If not, then I can discard that information. But yeah, just as you said, like if you have to see where their heart is. I agree with that.
Eat the meat and spell out the bones is such an old country saying. Such a cool saying. So off of that point, right? How do you all's family react to you all being so talented and becoming musical stars? Oh, me might shut the nerve with this one.
So, my mom doesn't really agree with me becoming known by like famous in the sense like Beyonce, because she knows the dangers of it, like drugs use and just she doesn't want my personality to change, I guess, because she doesn't want the negative things to affect me. But yeah, so I don't want that to affect me when I get older, but I also still want to, so I'm gonna try my best to stay the same.
Same. I think it's just I don't want to drift away. That's what my mom, my mom and dad. The industry can be tough sometimes, or it can be tough, and it's just the fact that she doesn't want me to drift away from my morals and the standards that we have in our house, in our household. And I feel like that's it. They're supportive for the most part. They're like, what do you want to do? Because there's so many things I can do for the future. They're like, just narrow it down to see what you really want to do in the future. And so once I have that, she's like, we'll be here, but as long as you stay, with God and stick to what they've taught me, they're cool with it.
With my family, it's really interesting because a lot of them, especially the ones that aren't that close to me, don't even know I talk. So when they see me singing and dancing on stage, they're kind of shocked. And it's interesting to see how they react because some of them, they're very supportive and they encourage me to chase my dreams. But at the same time, I know some of them in the back of their head, they're like, where is this going? Is she going to be, successful? Like, how is it going to play out? So it's interesting.
How do you all deal with performance anxiety? Whether you do something right before you get on stage, you're doing something throughout the week, leading up to it, how do you all deal with performance anxiety?
I practice and I think about things that will make me happy. But I won't have to think about it too much. But when I am on stage, I do feel like I have to barf. So I try to think about things that's not according to like my family or things in the future that's going on or that can happen. Like that's good though. But yeah, that's what I do.
For me, I pray and I practice. Practicing, obviously, you need to do that, whatever you're doing, but definitely prayer. That's the main thing for me.
I definitely agree with Sanaa. Prayer and shifting my mindset to, I think I said it last podcast, giving yourself a mindset of humility and taking it away and making it bigger than yourself. I did that last time I performed when I was just singing. And so I think I would say now my preparation is a little bit different. I'm going to also have to pray that God will help me to remember all of the things that are called to me because it's not just me. It's definitely a humble experience because every part that I play affects the next person. And so I'm just constantly thinking about if I don't make this next move, how would that affect the next person? But then I remind myself, God's got me, my team's got me, and we've been working on this. We're not just going into it blind. A lot of times when you sing, you just, it's just whatever comes to your mind at the moment. But we've been working together. I know that I have support, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
For me, I pray, practice, and I try not to think too much about it because I used to also be really nervous before like a basketball game or a race at my track meet. But with that, it's just don't overthink it. Just do what you gotta do. Just run. Just play. So I just try not to think about it too much so I don't stress myself.
For me, I practice, pray, and I just decide not to think about it. I think about my performance and what I'm gonna do, plan it out. But I just decide not to think about all the bad things that could go wrong and instead turn my fear into excitement. So I just get excited. Also, I would like to say my parents are supportive. She's just right, yeah. She is supportive. She just gets a little nervous sometimes. But yeah, I just had to clarify.
I most definitely pray before every performance. One of the things I actually do is my parents have always been there, most of my dad, so he's the one that gets nervous for me. So I just be like, I'm chilling, and he'd be like, oh, did you get this? Did you get this? Don't forget that run. Oh, so I'm just like, okay. Yeah, so my dad's always been a nervous one for me. For me, I just pray, take a deep breath, like Aiden said, don't overthink. Lynn said that, don't overthink. And honestly, prayer, because for me, I doubt myself a lot, and so I'm like, God put me in this position for a reason, and He brought me with all these people out of the hundreds of people that auditioned for the Teen Vocal Showcase. I was picked to be one of them, and so this path, He, allowed me to be here, and so I'm just I remind myself that, and so I pray, I'm thankful, and that's a deep breath. And then go out on stage and hopefully do well. And I look for my mom if she's in the audience. I always look for my mom because she always has a smile on her face. Just okay, I'm good. And so I look for my family because they're always encouraging. And just to see their faces and to see my dad's blonde head, that's how I just got my dad.
Shiny before you shiny.
No, it's shiny on its own. It's shiny. It's shiny. So I know where he is. I can spot him. I'm like, okay, I'm good, y'all. I'm good. So yeah.
Yeah, I can hear my mom in the crowd. She's very vocal with the support.
How do you think you all would react to a crowd that may be low energy and just not rocking with you? You have the execs today. I actually want to start with Hollywood. This one. You have the execs. You have the first, the fourth show. How would you all react, say, if none of them were feeling you all?
I would be nervous, and I think I might start to freeze a little, but I think I'll still push through, even though it's a little awkward. So I think that's probably how I'll react.
You like you chopping at the bits.
They gonna feel me.
All right.
I ain't doing none of that because the thing is, I love art so much that just the thought of it gets me excited. I don't need nobody in the audience. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that because it's like, oh, I'm this great. It's definitely not about that. I just love art. So knowing that I'm able to express myself, and like I said, it's for God. There's nobody in the audience that could take away the pure joy that God has given me for what I do. And so if you dry, you don't get to experience it. I just think about it, it's just like, you really not eating right now, and that's okay, but I'm going to eat, and I'm going to have fun. So I just sing my heart out, and I just also pray that, I pray for people. I think that praying that someone else can experience something to the fullest extent, God works in mysterious ways, and he gives us the desires of our hearts. And that's something good, you know? There's nothing against wanting someone to experience something. So.
As performers, it's honestly our job to entertain. So when we get on stage, we have to basically sell it to them. We have to give them that energy. We can't expect every crowd to be energetic or, understand us or what we do. And some people may not like it, but if you're giving it to them, some people will receive it. So, like I said earlier, I expect all of our performances to have high energy because energy travels and everybody feels it. So when it's good, it's very strong.
I agree with Kaden. I do, try to give off high energy, but if nobody don't like it, then they don't like it because I'm not going to always have people who always like my song. There's going to be some haters, so I'll just have to get used to that.
You don't mess with no haters, right?
That was honestly something I was kind of worried about. Well, not like worried about, but something that I think was maybe possible in the beginning of it. Because I've been doing a lot of calling songs like, oh, on this side, you doing something, and if there's crickets, it's very awkward. But yeah, I think if I was in that situation, first I would freeze up a little bit mentally, but knowing what I have to do, I would get back into the groove of things and try to, be my own hype person to, to give myself the energy, and maybe it'll give off to that.
I mean, I go to Douglas, so I've always been my own hype person, and especially when we would go out and do dance team performances, it's just nothing. You'd be surprised. It'd be a crowd full of people and nobody said nothing. But however, I'm hyped myself. When I'm dancing, I'm in my groove, so you do you.
Besides your own, name a cover or original song. She chopping at the bits again. Name a cover or original song in the group that you really enjoy and why.
Can I pick a cover from somebody and an original from somebody different?
No.
For the cover and original?
No.
That's what I was asking. That's what she was asking.
No, it's cover or original.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
one. Choose a cover or choose an original.
This is
Okay. 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 I would say Demi's cover because it's the most catchy and we've all learned every single lyric to it. So I was in my room yesterday and I was thinking about it. I was like, young Demi. So I was I went to my brother's room. I was like, Donis, there's this new fire song, right? Okay. and then I went into the garage with my parents and I was singing it and my mom was like, my dad was like, hey. so I think everybody's feeling Demi's song. Yes.
For me, Elena's original.
Yeah.
Elena's original. I've been singing. I was like, I keep this originals. I keep it's in my head.
Yes.
And I'm like, where did I hear this song from? I'm like, oh, that's Elena's original. And it's just stuck in my head yeah, go, baby. I was like, oh, I cannot get her song out my head.
Oh, thank you. I most definitely think it's Kada.
And
Yes.
let me tell you, she has caused me to go delusional. I told Alexa to play All in Me yesterday. Well, not yesterday, 2 days ago. And Alexa was like, we can't find that artist. And I had to realize I was going crazy. So, yeah, I would definitely say Kate.
I have a story. All right. So from the jump, you know, I'm sitting there, we listening to the music. I'm like, hey, right? And then I hear Safe Space, and I wanted to cry. But then Kaden, I was like, all right, bro, you doing a lot. And that like, it was so good. Like, it made me want to cry because it was fully done. It made me feel complete. And then I'm in between. Right now, I would say Safe Space is what I'm turning on every day. It's what I sing every day. But Caden's,
Girl, I would play that in the car.
right. It's like, that's a hit. But we're not going to forget about Hollywood.
Yes.
Well, that joint is Summer Walker, Hollywood. I think yours is the most original, it's true to you. And I think that's why hers is the best. So that's why I said I had a story, because y'all thought I was going to say you and you. But it's really Hollywood. Because even though their song is more catchy, your song is true. And I think that's what a real artist does. Like, it really captures who you are. It's introducing yourself to everyone that's listening to the music.
I feel like Maya and Kaden and yours and Hollywood's
Everybody.
Original.
yeah, everybody's songs is catchy, but I like slow songs. I like, but then I don't really like. I like songs like that, like you sing it and then like it's also like a nice beat with it. But you got a nice, like you got like a beat like Maya and Kaden.
They got sex.
Yeah, I heard the song.
But maybe it's the lyrics. Maybe it's the lyrics. I like the lyrics. But if I had to pick one, I would pick Hollywood.
Well, thank you.
I love that song. Yeah.
So, I asked you all that, right? Now I want to know.
You doing a lot.
You can't let them know they know the question.
What question?
Who is the most talented young star?
Let me answer that.
Go ahead and answer.
See, the funny thing is you think you know what I'm going to say. But I'm going to say something. So, I feel like that is a very impossible question. We are all different artists. And I feel like that question just disturbed the air a little bit. Because we are all different artists. We are artists and people. And you can't expect me to be like, for instance, say, Kendall Cole. You can't expect me to be like Demi. Demi Raps. You can't expect me to be like them. So, to answer your question, that's an impossible question. And people will not be able to answer it.
We protest. I agree with her.
Yeah.
Because we all do, like, I'm the only rapper, but they sing differently. So it's not going to be the same. So we can't answer that question.
Yeah.
Because we're all good.
We
There's
got
so many
soul.
different
We got
ways
right.
to
Soul.
produce music. And music isn't just encapsulated in one little tiny box of genre. Because Elena, you may do gospel, you may do R&B, you may do like there's so many different ways that we sing and our different voices, but we all come together because we are a group. But we will be separate artists. It's hard to pick one person to be the best out of so many different categories.
Yes.
We all pulls it all off.
Aiden, you
We
got
are
anything
the
you wanna
young
add to that?
star, as Elena likes to say.
Hollywood, Aiden, anything you all want to add to this?
No, I mean, she got it. I feel it. Definitely got that. Because, I mean, even though a few of us sing the same style, our tones are totally different. And the way we write is totally different. Like, I'm not going to sound like Sanai. I'm not going to sound like her. And I'm not, even though we almost have the same tone, I'm not going to write or sound like Kaden either. So, we're all our individual artists. So, it's really hard to pick one because everybody's amazing.
Period.
Around what everybody is saying, like Elena got soul. Sanai, Renee, she got like the angelic voice. You got like the run. So I like everybody has their different style. Like everybody is saying, and I feel like, yeah, we can't. There's no star. Like there's no. That's no.
You thought you
We don't
had
rate
it.
this, I feel.
Yeah.
That's really personal.
You was trying
That's
to
our
start
answer.
ST.
This is test. I just wanted to see how you all react. That's all. You best guess.
It's me. I am the best.
Right.
So
We
all-
are the young star. Period.
Oh.
We're one person?
Yes.
So off of that, right? I want you all to talk about a song or album that you really enjoy right now.
I got one.
Song or album that you really enjoy right now.
Some-
Why?
It's an amazing album right now.
Yeah.
It's been around for so long. It's called Surf by Nico Siegel and The Social Experiment, something like that. But I love it so much because it has so many different artists, so many different genres of music just in that one album. Like, it has Chance the Rapper. I think there's a song with Erykah Badu in it. I love it. I love it.
My favorite.
Kendall, you ain't right for that. Good deed.
Okay, my favorite one is The Overcomer by Tamla Mann. Love her.
Love her.
Iconic queen. Yes. Say
Yes.
yes.
Everybody else? Favorite song or album as of right now? Don't gotta be of all time, just right now. Something that you're really enjoying.
The album that I've been not forcing myself, like I genuinely enjoy it, but the thing that's been constantly on circulation is Dangerously in Love by Beyonce. All the way through, because that's the vision I have for my album. Not to copy Beyonce, but that it shows who she really is. It's an introduction. And when you asked us this question about our inspiration or theme we had, I really do. I didn't even think about it, but mine is so similar to Dangerously in Love, the glamour girl theme, and really just showing who I am as a spirit. And she did that the entire album, so I just listened to that to inspire me.
Song that I do listen to, it's like really kind of old, but Miss Independent by Alito. I love that song. I feel like that's me. Like, I be singing the words so hard in the car. My mom was like, that's personal. And I was like, it is, because that's me.
Mine is Captain Hook. It's inappropriate. Yeah, I love that song.
That's just,
Sorry.
You had a moment?
Huh?
You had a moment?
I had another album.
For me, I have two picks. It's either be Enigma by Tyler Moonlight or NDIRE's acoustic album, but specifically video. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, y'all looking?
Yeah.
So Samara Joy's debut album.
Oh, yes.
I Samara Joy. She's a jazz artist.
Mhm.
She's really
I love
reintroduced jazz to pop culture, and I admire her for that. And that's something that I want to do. I got into jazz the end of my freshman year, and I'm so passionate about it. And I think her being that person to, like the Bible says, nothing is ever new under the sun. Everything has been done before. But there are new ways to reintroduce things, and she definitely is a product of that and an example of that. And I want to reintroduce jazz in my own way. And yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. And then I've been listening to this Backyard Band. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
like
got you on
me
go-go.
and my dad, we were just singing in the car and listening to it, jamming, like literally just blasting it all day yesterday in Old Navy. It was bad. Oh, it was just like, oh my gosh, it's so good. So
So, I asked you all that, right? And I know, like you said, Kendall, last pod, y'all was giving me your intro albums, right? So now I want you to talk to me about what you may want as your second album.
Okay, I changed my first answer because I said I wanted it to be like the two albums that I said before, the Enigma and the acoustic album by NDIRE. But I want to change it from telling stories about other people to telling stories about myself.
For your second?
For my first album, I would want it to be about myself, to introduce myself, and like, this is me, these are a few stories about me, and then like have my second album be about other people from an outside perspective.
Okay. Anyone else? What was you think you may? Now, of course, your answers may change once you actually get to that point, but just an idea to pick your brains about what you may want your second album to be about.
I know for the sophomore album, usually there's a lot of, there's a
Sophomore
lot,
song?
yeah,
Yeah.
because people were like, are they gonna live up to expectations if your first album does good? Sometimes the sophomore, if the first album didn't do good, the sophomore is like your introduction to people, if that does good. So for my sophomore, I would, as far as my discography overall, I want my albums to be a timeline of my life. So I would still want my sophomore to be about me and that period of time I'm in when I make it. But I also would want it to be like a reinvention of what I already made for the first album instead of maybe a copy and paste of the first album. So I want it to be something new.
for me, I think last time I said I wanted to talk about me, it was going on in my head. But for my next album, I think I want to talk about the world, like what's going on in the world. It's like a lot of stuff going on in the world, but not everybody know about it, so I want to rap about it. I was talking about this yesterday to my mom, and I said I want to do this. Like, I feel like I should do that with my second album, because I want to talk about it with my first album.
For my first album, I don't think I was here for that podcast.
Okay,
So,
give us your first album. Well, first and second on the spot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so I feel like my first album, like, it would be about me, what I'm going through. Like, if I'm going through anything, like just my life at that time, it would be about me. And then I feel like Disney said I like that. Second album will be about like what's going on in the world and like everything else. I feel like I like to write because I just like I don't know, like these past couple of weeks I've just been writing, which is crazy because like as we started writing songs, I've just been writing just out of nowhere. And like things would just come to me, I'd just be like, oh, this is a nice flow, and I'd just be ready. And so like what's going on in the world, what's happening in like life and family and like other like my friends' life. And I feel like first album will be about me, and then second album will be about the world. And like world problems and things that we could change and
Hey, Ross,
I can't tell you what I would do for my second album, but I will tell you what I'll do for my second project. Because like you said, I don't think I can predict that yet, or I don't even think I have an idea of where I will be after the first album. And like she said, we don't even know if it'll be a success. But I do know that something that I have to do early in my career, or just no matter what, is I want to write love letters. I want an album full of love letters to God, to myself. I think a good example of that is Audio Hug by Summer Walker and J. Cole, because he literally is just speaking to her about how much he admires her. And I think it's so important to show love. And it could be in a way where it's subliminal. I was talking to Twink about a song that I was trying to write, and she told me write about a water bottle. You cannot tell the song that I wrote is about a water bottle. And I think I can use that writing style to write love letters to all these different people in my life, or people that I want to meet. Like the idea of a man or a woman that I want to meet later in my life, or the idea of what it will be like to go to heaven. Those types of things, but in a narrator point of view.
Yeah. I don't know yet.
That's great. Listen,
No idea.
if you all don't know yet, it's fine. Right? You all are still very young in your artistry. It's always good to try and think a step ahead. But sometimes it's good just to enjoy the moment of where you are and just live in that. Don't always have to live in the future or the past, things like that.
I'm not saying exactly this, but it's like something that I have in my head, so like, I just gonna keep it.
That's fine. The last thing I want to give you all before we wrap up. Give me some advice that you would give to someone who is looking to start a career in music, may want to eventually become part of this program. What's some advice that you would give to any of them?
Don't give up.
Yeah.
I want to say I didn't like rapping when I was young. It was just like the stupidest things that I would give up rapping because I felt so embarrassed. I really love rapping. I really like going on stage, recording my new songs. Like, it was a hit and all that. But it was like, if I messed up, nobody knew, but I knew. And I feel like some people did know that I messed up, so I felt embarrassed. Like, I didn't want to rap no more. So I say, don't give up, because this could be you. Like, I could have been famous now if I didn't give up. Like, no offense, y'all. This is like, no, this is a cool opportunity. Like, I would have been famous because I started rapping when I was 6. So I would have been known, but I gave up. So, yeah.
I would say to not take business things personally, definitely. And you said for this program as well?
Well, yeah, advice about folks who may want to join this program later. Advice maybe for folks who want to start a career in music. Either one.
Stay true to your morals. Don't lose yourself in the ways of, well, the way that everything else works in the world, the way that the industry is. Stay true to yourself, and as Danny said, don't give up.
I would say be serious. This is dedication. This is time. And know if you want to do this.
Don't play around. This is not the playground. This is serious business. So
She
I would
definitely
say-
goes on to die.
I would say no, for sure. You want to do this before you go in, because don't go in playing, because you'll get knocked out. Just let you know.
It's a boxing ring. Can I see that real quick? I would say not change your principles, your morals, like keep the same energy, because if you let somebody get in your head and let you change something that you've been thinking of since you were young, like what Maddie K said earlier, like things that you grew up around that are like positive, like keep that positive energy and don't let something negative that people said get in your head.
What you guys all said is what I was going to say about morals and not giving up. Because it's really important, especially if you do get in an industry, it's always moving. So you don't want, what am I going to do? Oh, do I want to do this? Like, you don't want to, you're going to get caught up and you're going to get left behind. But also have your own mindset, because when you do, that's when you start setting trends and you know yourself well enough to know, oh, I look good in this. Oh, I sound good when I sing like this. Knowing yourself and having your own mindset helps a lot, because there's going to be a lot of people in your ear. You should look like this. You should do this. You should try this. But if you have your own mindset, it makes it a little easier to separate yourself from everybody else. And that also has to do with comparison. Don't worry about comparing yourself to others. Although the people around you may be comparing you to somebody else, know who you are. It ties in with mindset. Because when you compare, oh, this person's blowing up faster than me, what am I doing wrong? You know, you get caught up and you lose your way. Like, you lose your path and you start to forget why you did it in the first place. So it all concludes to having a set mindset and know that you do want to be in this industry and you want to do it.
I was going to say comparisons. That can get really hard, and it could weigh you down if you compare yourself to other people, one. And when like people above you are comparing you to other people. And so that's going to happen, like we were told that's going to happen in the industry. Like, you will get compared to other artists that possibly sound like you and you sound like them. And so they might say, oh, they're better than you, so do better. And so you just got to be like, okay. And just keep doing what you do. Because you can't let that get, like Kata said, don't let that get to your head, and stay in the same mindset that you originally had, and just keep going and work harder and be you. That's all you can do, is be you. You can't be somebody else. So be yourself and be true to yourself and don't change.
Those are all really, really good points, but Demi, I would say, like, do not give up. Don't let one day predict your next day. All days are not going to be the same. One day you might end up crying and being at your worst, and then the day after that you'll be at your best doing all the things you never thought you would. So definitely don't give up. Keep trying. When you're at your lowest, don't take that as this is the end for me. Take that as I gotta keep going to prove that I'm something. So that's what I would say.
Tyndall.
I would like to say that being genuine is very important. That means being there for other people. You definitely don't need to be somebody's crutch, but being genuine and constantly being there for others is so beneficial to you. People networking also, making sure that you're reliable, that really takes you far. And
Now, of course, to end this podcast, what do we say?
Oh.
thank you.
Oh, that's all right.
That's right.
Oh yeah, and thank you to PG. Thank you to Prince George's Parks and Rec and South Tech Rec for having us have everything here. And
Let's try that again. Can't say the PG. 3, 2, 1.
and thank you to Prince George's County Parks and Rec for letting us have this whole, camp and everything, and to South Tech Rec for having us have our podcast here.
It's the wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Bye. God, this